Do you remember learning how to ride the bike for the first time? That fear that you had, it felt like you were paralyzed, and then you fell for the first time, and that first thought was, I'm never gonna ride a bike again in my life. And then slowly, after falling a bunch of times, you got the hang of it, and before you knew it, you were just riding your bike like a pro, and you forgot all of those times that you fell. That's how creating content feels like. For the first time, when you're just trying to film yourself, when you're trying to post something, people are gonna judge you and you're gonna be paralyzed by that pressure. And a lot of people just give up just because they don't get that validation at the first time, and they judge themselves so much that they just stop. So in this video, I'm gonna share how I overcame my fear of creating content and how you can do that as well. I started in the 8th grade with gaming. Actually, I was playing League of Legends, Call of Duty, games like that, and I was just filming myself trying to become this gamer YouTuber. And it was really stressful in the beginning because it was so bad. Like if I were to just play the first videos right now, I would just start to like cringe to death. Like it was just it wasn't good, you know. My voice was terrible. Everybody was hating. Basically everybody was just saying, oh, you know, this is crap. And that's the thing, like I was just trying to have fun. I was just trying to create, and as time went on, I got into music. And so I put songs out, I put albums out, and I obviously got a lot of love, but I got a lot of hate as well. And that's when it really clicked for me. Like I realized how bad people can be, right? I got death threats from people that didn't even know me. I got hate for nothing. But that really made me strong in terms of just dealing with the negativity, because you are going to see a lot of negativity online. Like no matter how positive your content is, you're gonna get hate. And a lot of people fear that hate so much because I think at a certain level, we're all just trying to fit in, and we fear that judgment so much. And while we want to create and we want to put out content, we're dealing with that anxiety and with that paralyzing fear that these people might judge us and they might not like us, so we eventually just don't create at all. I try to stay away from that, and I try to actually keep going and overcome that fear. So I think for me, the fact that I was putting songs out as an independent artist, even though I was really afraid of what people might say, I think that helped me so much now with making this type of content. So right now, if you want to create, if you want to put out content, if you want to provide value to whatever marketplace you're in, just realize that having that fear is normal. Having that anxiety in terms of people judging your content is normal. And I was dealing with that as well, but here are some of the things that I did to overcome that fear that might help you as well. So the number one thing that you need to realize is that you're never gonna please everybody. No matter how good the content is, no matter how good the intention is, whatever you're doing, you're gonna get hate from people. That's just the way life is. I know a lot of us, when we're starting in terms of content creation, we're trying to appeal to everybody, and we're trying to just be apologetic about the things that we're doing. We're trying to be like super PC and not get anybody mad and not be controversial at all, and just try to fit in all of these bubbles. But that's not right. You need to realize that you're gonna get hate from people, and you need to be true to yourself and true to your message, true to your core beliefs, and just put that out there. And it's gonna resonate with the right people. It's just that it's not gonna resonate with everybody, and you need to accept that. Now, the second thing that you can do is actually stop trying to be somebody else. Don't talk about stuff that you haven't done, because that's when you get the judgment the most. Like I've noticed, if I were to sit right here and talk about how you can be an engineer, why would you listen to me? Why would you believe me? That's what I had to realize. I need to stop putting on an act. I need to stop talking about things that I haven't done, right? Because I don't have the credibility. And I just stopped doing that. And now I'm talking about literally the things that I've done. And look, I suck at a lot of things. I made a lot of mistakes, a lot of bad decisions. I'm not the best content creator, or I'm not the best like businessman ever. I'm not the best entrepreneur, but I'm learning. And I believe the journey that I have is unique, and most importantly, good enough for me to actually talk about it, for me to share what I've been doing with you so that you can get value from it, so that you can actually learn something from my content rather than just me trying to be somebody I'm not, because that's when you get the most hate. I think when you truly open up, and it will take some time, believe me, it's not something that you could just instantly do, because it's gonna take time to adjust, right? It's gonna take time to grow into your full self. But I think when you stay true to yourself, when you open up, when you're just vulnerable and you just share your journey, whatever that is, believe me, people will not judge you as much. They will not hate you, and you will see that fear is just gonna fade away. So just be yourself. Stop trying to copy people. Stop trying to talk about things that you haven't done. Just be yourself, and you will be able to eventually get away from that fear. Another thing that I realized that really helped me overcome that fear was that people judge the content, they don't judge you. At first, when you're starting out, your content is probably gonna suck. I think a lot of us are making that mistake of just comparing ourselves to others, to like huge content creators that just pay like 50K a month for video editors, and we're not able to do that. And so we put out content, and it's quite shitty at first. We might not have that experience. It's not gonna look amazing, right? And people are just gonna look at that, and they're not gonna judge you, right? Like, they're gonna judge the content. They're gonna judge the quality of the content. I think they're entitled to that. So what happens is we confuse the judgment, right? We think they're judging us directly, so that's why we're so afraid. But you need to be able to detach yourself from your actual content and realize that whatever hate is coming your way, whatever judgment comes your way, that's directed towards the content, not you. And I think once you truly realize that, once it kicks in, you're way more relaxed, and you're gonna be okay with the content not being on point, especially at first, because you're just gonna think like, oh, okay, they're just judging the content, and that's normal. It's their right to judge the content, because that's what they're doing, they're viewing the content and they're analyzing that. And so just realizing that really helped me, because it kind of gives you freedom as well. Freedom to try things, freedom to just not be afraid of speaking in a certain way, and just overcome that struggle in terms of the judgment that you get. Now, this last thing will really help you, and it's this: give yourself a chance. Before thinking about other people judging your content, before thinking about others hating on yourself, you need to look in the mirror, and you need to realize that you're doing that. You are your number one enemy. It's okay to be self-aware. It's okay to just be really critical with yourself and just analyze whatever you're doing, but sometimes it can get to that extreme, and I know it did for me. So give yourself a chance. Do you want to look back 10 years from now and think, I could have created a personal brand, helped thousands and thousands of people, but I just didn't give myself a chance because I was too hard on myself, because I was too judgmental of myself? So if you don't, just let go of that judgment that you have of yourself. Whenever you're filming a video, I'll give you this example, right? Like, I'm filming this video, right? And after, I'm not gonna look at it. I'm not gonna look. Why? Because I'm like super judgmental of myself at first. So just, take it step by step, and just allow yourself to grow, allow yourself to make mistakes, because that's how you learn, and that's how you overcome that fear eventually. And it will be a slow process, but not punishing yourself and not judging yourself will actually give you the chance, the small window that you need, so you can actually put content out. So these are some of the things that I did to overcome that fear, and hopefully you will be able to do the same, because believe me, it is worth it. Helping people and actually putting yourself out there, being vulnerable, opening up, owning up to your own mistakes, your own journey, will just take you to a different level, which you didn't even think about. So get over that fear, accept it, but slowly get over it with these methods, with these things, and you will just see that your life is going to change forever. And if you're really struggling with that anxiety, because I know how hard it is, especially in the beginning, I made this exclusive community called Unlocked Creators, in which I want to help you with that process if you're an up-and-coming creator, and also help you take your personal brand to a different level and actually monetize it as well. I'm going to drop the link in the description and the comments as well, and I'm looking forward to helping you there.